Hello and welcome to Miniature Adventures. I'm Big Lee, and today I wanted to talk about, revisit the subject of my Vortex mixer. I've been using it for 15 months, so well over a year now, and it's still mixing and going strong. So today is just a very quick video, a follow-up of an unboxing video I did well over a year ago. So this is, we're talking about April last year. I bought a Vortex mixer, and here it is. A really cheap one. Got it on Amazon for under 30 quid. I did an unboxing video, so I talked about it, my first impressions. I wasn't impressed with the plug. Still not particularly impressed with the plug, but it does work. And I've used it a fair bit over the last year, not an enormous amount, but I thought it was about time that I did an update video to tell you how I've got on with this product. Now, I've seen a few people do some videos on Vortex mixers, varying qualities, costs and levels of usage, and my impression is their experiences have been, well, mixed. My experience, however, has been much more positive, but then I'm using it a lot less than some of these reviewers. My product was deliberately cheap. It's not, the most expensive product on the market by any means, because I didn't really know whether I would use it much or not. Now, I don't use mine excessively because I'm not painting every day like some reviewers. However, because it was so cheap, I didn't actually expect it to last very long. This was a bit of an experiment, to be honest, just to see if it made a difference. And my initial impressions were confirmed. It does mix paints quite well, as far as I'm concerned. And it's lasted. So I've used it a fair amount over the last year. As I say, not on a daily basis and not excessively, because I don't do it in a huge amount of painting. I mean, one of the comments on my last video was that someone had bought the exact same model and it broke within 24 hours. So I suppose it's a bit a matter of pot luck. But mine's still going strong, and it's 15 months and counting, and I still use it a couple of times a week. More than that probably. During the painting challenge I was using it pretty much on a daily basis, but most of the time I don't, and mine's still going strong. So as I said, I've had mine for over a year now. I've had a year's worth of use out of it. And what do I think of my low cost Vortex mixer? Well, as I've often mentioned, I don't paint daily, except during the painting challenge. During that 3 months I did use it quite a lot without any real issues. And as I say, it's still going strong and still doing the job that I bought it for, to mix those stubborn paints that have settled, colours that I haven't had out for a long time. Okay, I even found some really old paints, probably 20 years old. A little bit of mixing solution in there, a bit of water or a bit of medium, a couple of stainless steel balls, or even a chunk of lead sprue or something that I could find, plop it in, shove it on the Vortex mixer and give it a damn good shake. And do you know what? I revived the paints. I managed to get some use out of something. So in that respect, it does exactly what I wanted it to do. Maybe I've been very lucky in the machine that I've got has lasted that whole year, but I have no indication it's about to break, and I may well have many years more use still to come from it. Now, there are issues with the product, I have to say that, right? I don't leave it plugged in all the time for quick use, because it does give off a rather ominous humming noise when it's plugged in. Like I say, a bit ominous, and it indicates obviously that there's still some power consumption even when I'm not actually using it, and frankly, who can afford to waste energy these days? So I always unplug it, and I would have preferred a better rubber top to the top of this, or the shaky bit, or whatever you want to call it. It's not the best grippy rubber. It's a bit shiny, so it doesn't grip the bottle as well, so you have to really hold the bottle that or whatever you're putting on there, the pot you're putting on there, you have to hold it a little bit tighter, and then you get a little bit more vibration coming up the hand as a result. If I was doing this constantly all day long, I'd be a little bit worried about it doing some nerve damage, but for the little amount that I use, it won't affect you like that. But unless you're using it on a very regular basis, this isn't going to be dangerous to your health, just perhaps a little uncomfortable. I'm still, like I say, not very impressed with the plug, 2-pin plug that, I'll show you a bit closer, 2-pin plug. I had to use an adapter. it all feels a little bit cheap, but then, you know, it was only 30 quid. But it works, you know, it does the job. Gets power to the mixer, and it does the job. You know, as I say, I have to remind you, you know, this was probably it was the cheapest one that I could find, and I've not seen anything cheaper. But it does seem to perform the job more than adequately. Now, it's not to say that I wouldn't recommend getting a better quality one. There are some other brands out there. They look like they've got a bigger capacity. You know, they can handle slightly larger bottles. They've got what is obviously looks like a better rubber grip at the top. You know, presumably better plugs and just a general better build, and will last you for many, many years, particularly if you're regular painter and you're using it on a daily basis. But certainly my cheap one, I would highly recommend it if you're just going to use it for casual use, because it's not going to break the bank to buy it. So as usual, I just want to ask you, what's been your experiences of different types of Vortex mixers? Have they lasted? Particularly if you've bought something similar to this brand. Let's get it a little bit close to the screen so you can see exactly what it looks like. You know, if you've got something similar to that you bought cheap online, how did you get on with it? Does it still work? As I say, I've been using mine 15 months and it's still going strong. No indication that it's going to break anytime soon. But I'd love to hear your experiences of it. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe and share. And of course, if you want to keep up to date with weekly content from this channel, please tap the bell notification icon. So until the next one, stay safe, keep gaming, and of course, keep rolling high.